My dear child, 2 hours, that's all the time remaining before something begins to unfold in secret, something you were never meant to uncover, but heaven stepped in. Archangel Michael has seen what's being set in motion. I have heard the whispers taking place in hidden corners, in places your feet have never tread, behind doors you don't even know exist. This isn't ordinary, it's spiritual, and you cannot delay. A person you once trusted has been saying your name, in a space that was never safe to begin with. Even now, as each second passes, they are arranging a meeting. And the focus of that meeting, it's you. But not just your name, they're discussing your role, your blessings, your influence, and your divine calling. Their plan, to remove you. They believe you won't find out, they think heaven is silent. But heaven has its eyes wide open, and I am speaking directly to you now, because you are not just another soul. You are my chosen one, the one I safeguarded during storms, no one else even noticed. The one I breathed hope into, when the world tried to silence your voice. And now you need to hear this message, before time runs out. Pause here for 15 seconds. If something in this message stirs your spirit deeply, it's a sign this word is specifically for you. Subscribe to this channel, not just for yourself, but because I use this space to deliver protection to my children. These words carry divine power, and the next message will hold something others won't be permitted to hear. Now focus carefully. Archangel Michael isn't just delivering a message, he's on post. He surrounds you, removing unseen weapons, formed against you in the spiritual realm. He is guarding doors, others are attempting to sneak open, hoping you won't notice. This scheme isn't coincidental, it's deliberate. It was designed to rattle your life. But what they've underestimated, is that I have entered the scene. I saw the message they tried to erase, I heard the plans behind that meeting, I caught the rehearsed laughter, the false concern, the seemingly innocent questions they asked, to mask their intentions. It's personal, because your light unsettles the darkness in them. Your rise threatens their hold. They cannot comprehend how you keep moving forward. They don't know that it's me. I breathe life into you, I've written your path with my hand. No private gathering, no whispered plot, can override what I've ordained. But you must act swiftly. Within these next 2 hours, something long-lasting will be decided. And unless your spirit remains open and connected to mine, the weight of what happens will be difficult to bear. Archangel Michael says, this is not a message to casually scroll past, this is a lifeline. The urgency might not hit you now, but I assure you, the enemy is already racing ahead. That's why they're pulling in individuals, who barely know the real you, to make choices that are not theirs to make. That's why they're trying to take away something valuable from your life. But I'm stepping in, I'm not only sounding the alarm, I'm preparing to shift the entire situation. This storm will be turned back, this verdict will be overturned, this potential loss will be halted. But your part is vital, you must stay connected, you must listen, not just with your ears, but with your whole spirit. You must reject fear and silence. My child, sometimes everything appears still on the surface, while the spiritual world is quaking underneath. That's what's unfolding right now. The ones you trusted the least, are quietly moving pieces, like a hidden game of chess, banking on your ignorance. But I've shaken the heavens to awaken you. 2 hours might seem small, but in my hands, that time is enough to shift outcomes. It's enough for a divine interruption, it's enough for Michael to intervene, where human effort falls short. You were not supposed to come across this message, but here you are. Which means your soul is already leaning toward truth. Don't ignore what you're feeling. You might have noticed strange energy lately, restless nights, sudden anxiety, unusual tension, odd dreams, even headaches. None of this is random, these are signs from the spiritual realm. Heaven has been trying to alert your soul. And now you know why. Because right now your name is being passed around, behind closed doors, like a forgotten file, and you can't speak for yourself in that space. But I can, I am there in that meeting, hearing every word, I am reading their motives, and I am already tearing apart the plan, meant to harm you. But you must respond. Open your heart right now, say aloud, God protect me from every trap hidden from view, God uncover the truth before it's too late, I hear your warning and I trust in you. Do not let fear take root, my child, this is not your downfall, it's your interception. When you were young, you didn't know who would be real, who would betray, who would twist your gentle spirit for their own gain. But I knew. That's why I've been molding you, getting you ready for spiritual wars like this one. Remember when something felt off, even when others said everything was fine. That was me. Remember that one person you kept forgiving, only to be hurt over and over. I allowed that, so you'd learn to rise above deception. And now look at you, wiser, stronger, chosen. But being chosen doesn't mean you get to stop paying attention. Because destiny isn't lost in chaos, it's lost in quiet moments, when you aren't watching. It's not always the loud adversary that brings destruction, it's the quiet betrayal that does the most damage. Right now someone is using your name, in a conversation surrounded by darkness. They're not interceding for you, they are making decisions, without your knowledge. But I'm stepping in, Michael is already moving. Even if you feel isolated, he is not far. At this very second, his sword is drawn. He is positioned, outside the very place they plan to meet. That building, yes that one, is under divine surveillance. His eyes burn with heavenly fire, and his hands are armed with holy purpose. He does not fear, and neither should you. Heaven does not fear the schemes of hell, heaven overrules them. Listen closely again, this message wasn't created for the casually curious, it's meant for those who are divinely called. That's why you're hearing it now. Your name was penned in the book of destiny, long before any meeting could be arranged to oppose you. I want you to pause and breathe. Inhale deeply, close your eyes, and declare, I'm protected, I'm chosen, I'm covered, heaven is already involved. Yes, now your spirit is beginning to rise. You weren't meant to face this storm alone, I brought this message before you, not to frighten you, but to reveal the scale of what I've kept from touching you. You'll be stunned when you learn who was behind it, but even more so, when you see how I turn all of it in your favor. Even now, they believe they're steps ahead. They're convinced their secrets are secure. But heaven doesn't rest, and you are no longer unaware. That meeting is wrapped in false praise, forced smiles, and surface-level kindness. Don't fall for it. What appears friendly, isn't always loyal, what's quiet, can still be dangerous. But you're hearing this for a reason, this is divine disruption. While they whisper, I declare. While they scheme, I uncover. While they attempt to exclude you, I grant you access to something higher. Because the space they're trying to remove you from, I'm about to raise you far above it. You were never meant to remain where they tried to keep you. That's why your spirit has already moved beyond that room. That's why you felt the shift, before you saw any visible change. That's why you feel so unsettled right now, your soul knows the truth. And that truth is this: someone is working to erase your presence, from a place where your light is still essential. But you were never just occupying space, you are a vessel of divine purpose, and that can't be silenced. Instead of healing, they chose to hide behind their comfort zones. They decided to silence what convicted them, rather than face it and grow. You were the mirror they weren't ready to look into, and now they want to shatter the reflection. But what they don't realize, is that you can't break what I have fortified, you can't destroy what heaven has destined. You are not a threat because of what you do, you are a threat because of who you are. They sensed the weight of your calling, before you even fully understood it yourself. That's why you felt this unseen pressure lately, this spiritual tension that doesn't make sense in the natural. It's because something is being stirred in the unseen. The resistance isn't random, it's response. Response to the light within you, response to the divine DNA you carry, response to the shift you're about to step into. And now that pressure is peaking, because the moment is approaching. A divine turning point is here. What looked like rejection, is about to be revealed as realignment. What looked like exile, is actually elevation. But you must remain grounded, do not let their noise cloud your hearing, do not let their actions dictate your reactions. Stay in alignment, stay in stillness. Because while they're moving in panic, I am moving in precision. This is why I've been calling you to quiet moments, this is why your usual comforts have started to feel uncomfortable. Because I am drawing you into a higher awareness, a sharper discernment. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. The stripping was not cruelty, it was clarity. I had to remove the voices that were clouding your vision, I had to pull back the curtain, so you could see who was truly for you, and who was only for your benefits. And now that you've seen, don't pretend you didn't. Don't explain away what your spirit already confirmed. The masks came off for a reason, the silence spoke volumes, their absence was an answer. So let it be. Do not chase what I've released you from, do not mourn the places that were only meant to be momentary. You are being ushered into permanence, into a season where your placement is secure, because it is sealed by me, not by them. Even the way they speak your name behind closed doors, is shifting. They will try to sound diplomatic, but I am exposing their motives. They will wrap it in protocol and policies, but I see the pride beneath it, I see the envy they try to conceal with professionalism, I see the fear they mask with fake encouragement. And I am not fooled by it, neither should you be. Do not be surprised, when the ones you once held up, start trying to tear you down. It's not always betrayal, it's revelation. Sometimes I allow you to see their true nature, not to hurt you, but to free you. You needed to know, who was really clapping, and who was just waiting for you to fall. And now you do. So move accordingly, not with bitterness, but with boldness, not with revenge, but with release. Because while they're still strategizing in the shadows, I am setting the stage for your next unveiling. A public vindication is coming, not because you asked for it, but because I ordained it. You won't need to defend yourself, I will do it. You won't need to prove your worth, I've already stamped it with heaven's seal. Your name is echoing in rooms of favor, your footsteps are ordered into realms they said you'd never reach. But in this moment, I need your full attention. No more second guessing, no more entertaining voices that contradict my truth. This is a narrow gate moment. What you carry cannot pass through wide doors, full of distraction and divided focus. You must choose now, purpose over popularity, alignment over acceptance, destiny over comfort. And when you do, you'll feel it. The shift, the release, the divine acceleration. Things that were stuck will suddenly flow. Connections that were hidden will be revealed. What was withheld will start pouring. Not because you forced it, but because you finally surrendered. You stopped striving and started trusting. You stopped performing and started obeying. And that obedience will break barriers. I need you to know, nothing has been lost that I cannot restore. Nothing has been stolen that I cannot replace. But you must not look back. Don't turn your gaze to what failed or who left. Don't get stuck mourning what I've already buried. I'm doing something new, and it's springing forth, even now. Look again, listen again. The signs have been subtle, but consistent. The interruptions, the delays, the closed doors. They weren't coincidences, they were cover. I was protecting you from stepping into places that couldn't handle your presence. I was rerouting you from opportunities that looked good but lacked grace. And now the real opening is coming. The one designed with your name on it. The one no man can sabotage. The one I prepared when you thought I was silent. And yes, it will surprise them. They thought they ended your chances, they thought they controlled your trajectory. But they forgot one thing, I write the story, I hold the pen, I decide the timing. And while they were writing you off, I was writing you into your next chapter. So do not fear the next few days. They will be filled with spiritual tension, yes, but also with angelic activity. Archangel Michael is not only protecting, you are also being escorted. You are not walking alone. There are battles being fought for you, that you will never even see. There are words being reversed, contracts being broken, curses being cancelled, and accusations being dismantled, all in the spirit realm. Because I said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and I meant it. But child, you must stay close, don't wander now, don't get distracted, don't retreat into fear or isolation. This is the hour to lean in, to press in, to pray deeper, to worship louder, to believe stronger. Your faith is your access point, your surrender is your strength. So breathe, not because everything around you makes sense, but because you know who is in control. Rest not in certainty, but in confidence, that I never leave unfinished what I start. I'm not done writing your story, I'm not finished revealing your purpose, I'm not through displaying my glory through your life. You're entering a season that eyes haven't seen and ears haven't heard. And while others are still trying to calculate your worth, I'm elevating you beyond their comprehension. They won't understand it, they may not like it, but they can't stop it. Because when I decide it's time, no one can delay it, and child, the time is now. Yes, my beloved, let me now complete what I began in your heart. You've stayed, you've listened, you didn't scroll away when it became heavy. You didn't run when the truth confronted your wounds. That tells heaven everything it needs to know. It tells me that you're not just looking for comfort, you're ready for clarity, and child, I'm going to give it to you. You were never called to fit in the rooms they tried to force you into. That discomfort you felt, it wasn't rejection, it was redirection. It was your spirit refusing to shrink, in order to stay where your growth wasn't welcome. You've tried so hard to make peace, where peace was never planted. You extended grace, even when they offered silence. You gave understanding, even when confusion was all they sent back. But I saw it, every single seed, every tear behind closed doors, every time you smiled through sorrow. And now the harvest has begun. This isn't just another moment of encouragement, this is your turning point. This is when the storm begins to pass, and the sun breaks through, not just in the sky, but in your spirit. There's a light I've been preserving, hidden behind clouds of delay and shadows of discouragement, and now I'm bringing it into full view. You felt forgotten, but you were actually being preserved. You felt overlooked, but you were being protected, from counterfeit opportunities and surface-level connections, that would have stolen your energy. And now the shift is personal. It's not about a crowd, it's not about being seen by everyone. It's about being seen by the right ones, those I have chosen to walk with you into this next chapter. You don't need a crowd to validate your worth, you only need my confirmation, and child, I am confirming it right now. You are chosen, you are positioned, you are rising. Every delay was a part of my divine schedule, every detour was a lesson I used to prepare you, every unanswered prayer was not a denial, it was a redirection to something greater. And now the time is ripe. What once seemed far off, is about to arrive suddenly. What you thought was lost forever, is being restored, in ways you didn't expect. But this restoration won't look like your past, it will exceed it. Because I don't just return what was taken, I return it multiplied, purified, and aligned with your purpose. And child, as you step into this moment, there's one more truth I need to write into your spirit. Stop apologizing for how much you've grown. Stop shrinking back, because your healing makes others uncomfortable. You weren't created to make others feel safe in their stagnation, you were born to shine, to lead, to reflect heaven, in places where hope has dried up. That's why you feel things so deeply, that's why you've always known there was something different about you, even when you couldn't explain it. The reason it's been so hard lately, isn't because you're failing, it's because you're leveling up. Elevation doesn't always feel like promotion, sometimes it feels like pressure, like loneliness, like silence. But that silence was sacred, it was me tuning out the noise, so you could finally hear me without distraction. And now that you've heard, now that your heart is open, I can finally pour out what I've been holding back. Watch how quickly things start to shift. The same people who overlooked you will begin to wonder how they missed what was always there. The doors that slammed shut in your face will be replaced with gates that swing open at the sound of your name. And not because of who you convinced them to think you are, but because of who I already declared you to be. You won't have to prove yourself in the next season. Your fruit will speak for you, your peace will testify, your resilience will shine. There's a radiance that's about to rest on you, not the kind that comes from effort, but the kind that comes from alignment. You've aligned your heart with mine, and now heaven is aligning opportunities, connections, and resources to meet you right where you are. You don't need to rush, you don't need to force, you don't need to panic. Just stay in position, keep your heart soft, your spirit open, and your eyes on me. Because everything is coming together, even the parts that once felt like chaos. Especially those parts. I've been using what hurt you to heal you, I've been reshaping your wounds into wisdom. And now that wisdom will guide you forward. The fire that once threatened to consume you, will now be the light that leads others. You're not just being delivered, you're becoming a deliverer. Your voice is anointed, your journey is sacred, your hands are healing. And every step you take from this moment forward, will echo with authority, because you've walked through what others wouldn't survive. You didn't quit, you didn't cave in. And even on the days when you questioned everything, you still whispered, God help me. And I did, and I still am. So don't doubt what you feel right now. That stirring in your soul, that's not anxiety, that's not nervousness, that's activation. That's my spirit confirming, that your wait wasn't wasted, that your pain wasn't pointless, that your purpose has always been intact, even when it felt far away. You are no longer who you used to be, and that's a good thing. You're walking with new oil, new fire, and new focus. And because of that, some people won't recognize you anymore. Let them go. You were never meant to be understood by everyone, you were meant to be aligned with the right ones, and they are coming. Watch how I send them, watch how conversations shift, watch how doors open without you knocking. That's what happens when you let me lead. I'm still writing your story. And the next chapter will not be written in tears, but in triumph. You're going to laugh again, not the kind that hides pain, but the kind that comes from a deep healed place. You're going to breathe freely, sleep peacefully, and wake up with renewed joy. Because restoration isn't coming, it's here. Yes, the battle was real, but so is the blessing. And now with Michael still guarding your path, with heaven still surrounding your every step, with my words sealed in your spirit, you are ready. Let them talk, let them plan, let them gather. But understand this, no gathering formed against you will succeed, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment, will be silenced by the truth I've placed inside of you. You will not be shaken, you will not be removed, you will not be silenced. You are being revealed, elevated, positioned. And the shift that has already begun will not stop, it will grow, it will multiply, it will touch lives you've never met, and reach places you've never seen. Because I am the one doing it, not man, not favor from people, not strategy, me, and what I start, I finish. Now rest in this child, sit in it, let it wash over you, like rain after drought. You've waited long enough. The hour is here, and everything is about to change. Now that you know the battlefield has shifted, it's time to understand what comes next. This is not the end of your story, it is the unveiling of a new chapter, written by the hand of heaven itself. You may still feel the tremors of past battles, but those tremors are now the echoes of a foundation being laid beneath your feet. A foundation that cannot be shaken, a destiny that cannot be denied. The forces that once tried to quiet your voice are now being silenced themselves. They will whisper in confusion, question their own motives, and wrestle with the undeniable proof of your rising. You don't have to convince anyone of your worth anymore, because your worth is sealed in heaven's vault. It is marked with divine authority, signed with eternal love, and guarded by angels who never rest. Listen closely to what Archangel Michael is declaring on your behalf. This one is chosen, this one is protected, this one is unstoppable. Those words are not empty promises, they are the laws of the spiritual realm, breaking through to your physical reality. The enemy may try to rewrite the story, but the author has not only written the final chapter, he's also the one holding the pen. You have been patient in your waiting, you have endured more than you thought possible. You have wrestled with doubt, wrestled with silence, and wrestled with moments, when you felt completely alone. But none of those moments were wasted, they were all part of the process, that shaped you into the warrior you are today. And now your time is here. What you are about to witness in the days ahead will be undeniable. Doors you thought were forever closed, will open without your effort. Opportunities will arrive, wrapped in unexpected packages. Relationships that once felt stale or distant, will begin to flourish anew, but only those aligned with your true purpose will return. The rest are being gently, divinely removed. Remember, the removal of certain people and situations is not punishment, it's protection. It's a divine pruning, to make space for your growth, for your breakthrough, for your purpose to be fulfilled. So when you notice these changes, instead of fearing loss, celebrate freedom. Celebrate the clearing of the path that will lead you to your destiny. Archangel Michael continues to stand guard. He's not only blocking attacks, but also creating openings. Openings for new alliances, new inspirations, and new divine appointments. These are not coincidences, but heavenly appointments. Be alert, be expectant, and be ready to walk through every door that opens, with confidence. And as you do, guard your heart with vigilance. You will be tested, but these tests are not to break you, they are to strengthen you. The enemy's attempts to distract you will become more subtle, cloaked in familiarity and false promises. Do not fall for it. When doubt tries to whisper, respond with the truth you have been given. You are chosen, you are protected, you are victorious. This is a time to speak boldly. Speak life over your dreams, your goals, your relationships, and your future. Declare that the plans of heaven are unfolding, in your life right now. Use your voice to build, not to break. Use your words to heal, not to hurt. Because words carry power, they either create chains, or they break them. And now take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. Think about the battles you didn't see, the prayers you whispered in secret, the tears no one knew about. All of those moments built resilience in your spirit. They prepared you for this moment of breakthrough. You are stronger, wiser, and more equipped than ever before. You might wonder why this season has been so challenging, why the wait felt so long. But the truth is, your delay was never a denial, it was a preparation. God is never late, He is always on time. The very things you thought were setbacks, were actually setups for something greater. Now your season of acceleration is beginning. The light of your purpose is about to shine brighter than ever, illuminating not only your path, but also inspiring those around you. Your testimony will be a beacon of hope for others who feel unseen, unheard, and undervalued. You are becoming a living proof of divine faithfulness and power. So do not lose heart, do not give in to fear. Instead, anchor your soul in the promises you have received today. Hold fast to the truth that God is working all things for your good. Let His peace guard your heart and mind, and let His joy be your strength. As you continue to move forward, remember that you are never alone. Heaven surrounds you, angels fight for you, and the Creator of the universe holds you in His hands. Your story is sacred, your journey is significant, and your victory is certain. You will see the manifestation of this divine shift in every area of your life, your career, your relationships, your health, your finances, and your spirit. It will be clear that a new season has begun. A season where you no longer have to prove yourself to anyone, where your value is undeniable, and where your destiny is unstoppable. Now is the time to step fully into your calling. Walk with confidence, speak with authority, and love with the boldness of someone who knows they are deeply cherished by God. Let every step you take be a declaration that you belong to a kingdom that cannot be shaken. And when doubts arise, return to this message. Let it remind you that the same power that raised Jesus from the dead is at work in you. The same power that silenced the enemy is silencing every attempt to diminish you. The same power that placed Michael at your door is securing your future. So rise up, beloved, rise up with the knowledge that your past does not define you, your failures do not limit you, and your enemies do not control you. You are a child of the Most High, and your destiny is glorious. Now go forth with courage, go forth with peace, go forth knowing that this message was not just for comfort, but for conquest. You are marked by heaven, guarded by angels, and loved beyond measure. And in the quiet moments, when fear tries to creep in, remember. You are not removed, you are revealed. You are not dismissed, you are distinguished. You are not broken, you are being rebuilt. You will walk in favor, you will walk in breakthrough, you will walk in victory. Because the battle belongs to the Lord, and He is your shield and your strength. So take a deep breath, smile in the face of the storm, stand firm in your faith, and know this truth in your soul. No weapon formed against you will prosper, no plan made in secret will succeed, and no word spoken to harm you will stand before the one who calls you His own. This is your moment, this is your time. The enemy's plans are unraveling, and heaven's plans are unfolding. Go now, covered by grace, protected by power, and surrounded by peace. Your story is far from over, it's just beginning. Amen.